What do you think of modern sport games having RPG style leveling up? We saw this coming. I remember years ago we were making memes about racing games having RPG elements. I'm not surprised that sports games also have RPG elements. Every single video game in existence nowadays has RPG elements, so yeah, I'm not surprised, man. Do you sometimes play your video games in Spanish? No, I think the only 2 games that I've played in Spanish, and that's because I didn't have them in English. The English subtitles weren't available because the copies were bootleg, were Suikoden 2 and Final Fantasy 9. The first time I played those 2 games, I played them in Spanish. Well, that was many years ago. Any thoughts on the Mary Skelter games? You just missed my video. I talked about the trilogy a couple of days ago. East Monstrum Nox was not my type, and it wasn't bad, but had 15 hours. You think Lacrimosa will be better? Everybody's gonna tell you that Lacrimosa is better except me. I think Monstrum Nox was better, but I think you're gonna like Lacrimosa more because it's a bit different. It's a little bit more open world-ish, and there's more exploration, and the colors, the humor, the atmosphere of the game itself is not as dark as Monstrum Nox. So you'll probably like it more, yeah. Speaking of Fate, have you played the Fate visual novel? Do you want me to get demonetized? Yeah, I did play a bit of it a long time ago, the original one, and it was weird. What do you think about the new PS5 Slim? It was bound to happen. Hopefully that'll decrease the price of the Fat, the vanilla one that I have. For people who don't have a PS5, maybe next year will probably be the time to get it. Since I live in fucking Syria, that sucks, man. It's hard to buy modern consoles, which means my 3DS is the way to go. Yeah, stick to the consoles you have, man. Must be awful living there in terms of gaming. Oh my man, you need to start with the first Utawareru Mono. The Utawareru Mono series are connected all together. It's like the Trail series, you need to start from the start. You need to start with Prelude to the Fallen, that's the very first one. You need to start with that one. And it's on PS4 and PS Vita, but I think the PS4 version is kind of expensive, even digital I think. So I will recommend hacking your PS Vita and playing it there. That song was kind of loud. Music has been kind of loud so far. Feel whacked off on camera May 1st, 2016, boobs. Okay. Okay, bro. Thanks for the donation. Eric, have you ever tried an MMORPG? Yeah, 2. Ragnarok Online, which was one of the first ones. Many years ago, and then Gaia Online. I became addicted to Gaia Online, very addicted to, and I didn't hit rock bottom, but I was in a pretty bad spot, in a dark spot, and I realized that MMORPGs were bad for me, and I quit MMORPGs forever. I haven't touched a single one since then. How would you rank Trails games in terms of most difficult to... Oh, come on, man, you're asking me to do a video. Come on, man. Have you played the Ark the Lat series? Yes, I have. I'm a big fan. I played every single one of them. My favorite is 4 on the PS2, and 2 on the PS1 is a close second. 1 is pretty damn good too. 3 is kind of forgettable, and 5 is fucking garbage. It's not out of the question, Brian, making that video, Trails series ranked from easiest to hardest. I've done some in the past. I did one for Star Ocean. What else? Did I do one for Suikoden? Yes, I did one for Suikoden. And I did one for the Tales series. The Tales video was successful. The other 2, not really. The Star Ocean video is outdated. I'm gonna have to take it down and re-upload it with to include Star Ocean 6. And once I revisit the remake of the second story, I'll see if it's as hard as the original. We'll see, right? I'm gonna have to remake that video. Star Ocean ranked from easiest to hardest. East is another series that I ranked from easiest to hardest. So maybe Trails from easiest to hardest is not out of the question, it could work. To start with, I think Trails in the Sky the third is one of the hardest I've played. It's one of the hardest. It's a freaking grind fest. Underrated PS3 gem? Tons of them, man. We can start with Lost Dimension. We can start with Folklore. We can move on to other games like Art on Helico. You know, I'm kinda... You know how I made a couple of days ago the top 10 hidden, mature rated JRPG hidden gems? Art on Helico 3, I completely forgot it was mature rated. All the others are teen rated for some reason. 1, 2, and No Surge, it's also teen rated. And I knew that. So I was like, no, none of these games. But Art on Helico 3 should have been in that video. It's a PS3 exclusive, sure. And I know that pisses a lot of you off. You don't like exclusive games for all their systems. You want everything on Switch and PS4, I get it. But that game should have been there. What else? There's also tons of other underrated PS3 gems that are not exactly JRPGs or RPGs at all. I think there's Puppeteers, pretty good. It's more of a hidden gem, but no, it's kind of known. Yeah, it's not that obscure. Enslaved, it's also pretty underrated. That was a big game, kind of a AAA attempt, and it did okay in the reviews, and it sold fairly well, you know, but it was supposed to sell even more. It's pretty good. Some people will say Heavenly Sword by Ninja Theory, you know, Heavenly Sword. That's an underrated gem in my opinion. Is the book good? This book? Yeah, so far I've only read like 40 something pages, and it's straight up the exact same events as in the game. But so far the writing has been good. I like it. I do recommend this book, coming out in 3 days, October 18th. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Will you wait for East 10 localization? Yeah. I mean, the East games have gotten so story driven that there's no point in me playing it in Japanese. I don't know Japanese. I just don't see the point in playing it in Japanese. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for the localization, possibly next year. NIS America has already promised that we're getting Trails Through Daybreak next year. So summer next year. So I'm guessing we'll get East 10 either before that, which I doubt, or after that. If we get Trails Through Daybreak during the summer, I hope we get it on June or July. I'm thinking it's probably gonna be July. That seems like a good time because it's the holidays. People are out of school. Even though most people outside of Japan that play JRPGs like the Trail series are not in school anymore, most of them work. But in Japan, the game already exists in Japan, so why will they release? Maybe they didn't do a very very good market study. Anyway, so hopefully we'll get Trails Through Daybreak on July and maybe East 10 on October or November, maybe. Hopefully. But hopefully, you know, we'll get it before. Favorite East female playable character. Speaking about East. Wow, okay. Dana. I know it's an overrated answer, but she's just so fun to play as. She's badass, you know, she has these really awesome moves and skills, and she can change her element and get different weapons, you know. I mean, she's an awesome character to play as. Dana. I mean, it's Dana, man. I mean, I like others. I like Laxia, and I like Doll. Doll is a very close second. Oh, fuck. Yeah. In terms of personality and character development, I like Doll. Doll is probably my favorite female East character of all time. But I think Dana is a little bit more fun to play as a unit. But Doll is definitely a very, very close second. I love her. Wonder why a Western author was picked to write the book. I wonder the same, you know, I was wondering the same. And she's not 100%, I think she's from Poland. I could be wrong though. But yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, cool, I guess. Maybe we can only speculate, maybe it's because they think that a Western author is gonna bring more attention to the game in the series, maybe. I don't know. I'm tired of the woke stuff. Who isn't? Half of the world is, man. Do you think gaming has become popular among girls? Oh, for sure. For starters, it's always been popular in Japan and in Asia, for girls. But over the past few years, yeah, it's definitely gotten way more popular for girls than before. 20 years ago, a girl playing video games, that was like a sin. That couldn't be, no. And nowadays, it's pretty normal. And I'm glad, And now, do you think there are a lot of girls who play JRPGs over mainstream games like Fortnite? But no. No, I don't think so. Will you play the Tales of Arise DLC? Nope. Unless it's free. I played the one for the Diofield Chronicle because it was free. But I'm not gonna pay for an extra chapter that's only digital. I fucking hate that, man. Reverie was also released in July. That's right. This year. There, what languages do you speak? Oh, only Spanish and Japanese. That's it. Spanish and Japanese. Does the book, sorry Terry, I missed some questions, sorry. Does the book connect is 5 to 8? Given that 8 is supposed to take place after 5? I have no idea, man. I've only read 40 something pages of it. And so far it's been the exact same events as in the game. Is 8. I don't know if it connects with 5. I don't know how many Ys games the author has played. She said that Ys 8 was the first Ys game she played. I don't know if she has played the others, but she mentioned something in her note at the beginning of the book that about the lore, about the Ys lore and the travel logs. So she clearly made a lot of research for it. So I don't know if it's going to connect to 5. Because that would be interesting. Yeah, there's an Ys book. Let me show it again. I got it yesterday. It arrived at my doorstep. The asshole postal service motherfucker left it there outside. What if it rained? I mean, what if somebody stole it? What a fucking asshole, man. But at least, I mean, these guys are even bigger assholes, They usually, if you don't open the door or if you're not there, they usually go away and take the package with them, and you gotta go there to pick them up. And I don't have a car, and the postal office, it's kind of far away from where I live. So I guess I shouldn't be insulting this guy. Thank you for being an asshole and leaving the package right there at the front door. Whatever the case, this is the book. And this is by Anna Kashina, okay? And this is an official novelization. It's not just a fangirl who wrote a story based on the game. No, this Nihon Falcom gave these guys the permission and the rights to write this book. And it's good so far. I've only read 40-something pages of it, but it's good so far. She's a well-received Russian fantasy author. Oh, okay. Yeah, let me review her biography is there. But it doesn't say anything about Russia. Anna Kashina is a critically acclaimed, award-winning author. Her fantasy novels feature adventure, swordplay, political intrigue, and romance, and are inspired by historical, multicultural settings. She loves role-playing games and is a passionate fan of Lacrimosa of Dana. There you go, there are girls out there who play JRPGs. The book could have washed up on your doorstep like Adol was on the island. Well, that's almost what happened, because the day I picked the book, yesterday, it rained, but it rained much afterwards. It almost washed up on my doorstep. Have you played the Feast of the North Star Lost Paradise? It's exclusive on PS4. I knew it wasn't exclusive. I made a video about exclusive PS4 JRPGs. And not my type of game. It's a little bit more on the Yakuza side of things, Grand Theft Auto, open world-ish. You know, I like it, you know, I like the graphics and I like the humor. And I like the mature stuff in there, even though I don't think the game got a mature rating. Correct me if I'm wrong. If it did, maybe it should have been in my video 2 days ago. But yeah, it's a good game. It's just not my type of game. No Discord, no. That will only attract a lot of undesirable people. I'm in the mood for a fun JRPG with fan service. That's like 80% of JRPGs, man. Come on, man. Come on, that question, really? You just described 80% of JRPGs. A fun JRPG, not so seriously story with fan service. Oh, man. Why don't you play the original Fairy Fencer? Or most games by Compile Hard, Idea Factory. They're good, they're fun. There's lots of fan service, comedy. Play Rhapsody, the Rhapsody trilogy. They're easy games, you know, to relax. The first two are pretty damn easy. The third one is kind of broken, but they're good. Could you do a top 10 of long JRPGs without fan service? Long, I don't know. But yeah, I could do top 10 JRPGs without fan service, but I don't want to. First, because I like fan service, and second, because that will only make all those weebos attack me with their pitchforks in hand, you know, thinking that I'm against fan service if I did such a video. So, no. But I can give you some recommendations of some JRPGs without fan service. How about Xenogears? Well, I guess Ellie is kind of nude in there. They didn't do that for the sake of fan service, but I mean it's there, right? What else? JRPGs with no fan service. Wow, it's pretty hard to find. Very fucking hard to find JRPGs with no fan service. Fuck. Cartia, maybe? The Word of Fate? Because the character design is done by Yoshitaka Amano. Yeah. And the girls in that game, they don't look like fan service to me. You know, they're beautiful, yeah, but they aren't sexualized. There's no fan service in Cartia. Unless there's that one character. Oh, never mind. Magical Star Sign? No, actually not. There's a few characters in there that are pretty sexy, but not that much. You're right. Chrono Trigger? What are you forgetting about Ayla? Come on, man. Ayla. Come on. Come on, man. That is the very definition of fan service. Paper Mario games have no fan service. There you go. Right? Kingsfield? That's a good one, man. He's right. Kingsfield. You only see horrible monsters and that's it. No humans in there unless you're into monsters and sexy slime creatures. That's a good one, man. Dark Souls, I don't know. I only played like 2 hours of it and I didn't notice any fan service, so you may be right. Oh, Valkyrie Profile has a lot of sexiness in there. Sure, the fan service isn't a thing in Valkyrie Profile 1, but it's there, man. It's fucking there. There's, Miss Tina, come on. Who dresses up like that? Come on, man. There's fan service in Valkyrie Profile. The 7th Saga has no fan service. I never beat that game, so maybe you're right. I can't speak too much for it. Why are you guys deleting your messages? What's going on? 3 messages retracted? Why did you delete your messages? Anyway, yeah. Q&A video while playing a video game. I used to do that a lot. Half of my Let's Plays were pretty much that. Me playing a JRPG and answering questions from the chat, so it's already been done. Pokemon has fan service, you know. What about the bad guys? At least in the anime. You know, what about the group of bad guys, you know, the brother and their sister, and the sister is like pretty damn hot. With purple hair, I remember she has purple hair, I don't know. The Rocket Team? Is it the Rocket Team? I don't know. You guys know, but I mean, come on, she's sexy. Anyway, so here's an interesting question someone deleted. I did read your question, man, about my short film. Oh, there you go. Can you explain your short film? Eduardo's Waltz. You're forgetting the name. It's not Eduardo, it's Samuel. Samuel's Waltz. And I don't want to explain it, that's the whole point. My short film was about, it's a story of a guy who just bought a new apartment and has just moved there. And then all of a sudden one day he comes back and he finds a dead body. And the dead guy looks a lot like him. So it gets weird and he starts remembering certain things about his past. And that's it, that's all I'm gonna say. You know, this is one of those stories that are up to you to decide what the hell happened. It's a cryptic story, it's an open interpretation story type of story. I mean, you decide what happened, what is your conclusion. It's supposed to be that way, so you can figure it out what happened, figure it out on your own, and brainstorm in there to try to find out who is this guy, what happened to him, and what's up with that ending. It's kind of like that. My short film was very influenced by David Lynch. Of course, I'm a massive fan of David Lynch, my favorite movie director of all time. And my short film was pretty much a love letter to his movies, to make him a short film like that. And that's what I did. And my other two short films are the same. Plastic Heart and the other one, Ghosts of God, which anybody can watch, by the way. Plastic Heart does not have English subtitles. Sorry about that. Maybe you're gonna have to rely on the CC captions or whatever. And Ghosts of God has no dialogue, so anybody in this planet can watch it. They don't need to understand English or Spanish or anything, you know. It's a silent short film. And all three of my short films are just as weird. They are love letters to David Lynch, you know, because I didn't want to make a linear story or an understandable story. I need you guys to watch those short films and interpret what's going on in there, the story and the endings by yourselves. Just like my book, Nick's Inferno. Link in the description to my books, by the way.